somebody were to play a devil's advocate and say, look, for the globalization or for trade, something of this sort is necessary because shipping lanes are under tremendous pressure. I think not too long ago, 7 out of the world's 10 biggest shipping companies, they said we will not go through the Red Sea, where you had Houthis, which is that Yemeni
Yep.
rebel group. They were brazenly attacking these commercial vessels, and fewer ships were using the Suez Canal, which is a shortcut, I think, from the Indian Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea. Even
Yep.
the Panama Canal, the volume of trade that passed through it, it connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Now,
Hmm.
that had declined significantly. So now, uh, with so much pressure, it's good that the Arctic is melting so that at least we can compensate for it. How would you respond to such folks?
A few years ago, a ship got stuck in the Suez Canal and nothing could get through. And Vladimir Putin was very much saying, well, you should come through the Arctic, come through our passageway. It's fantastic. We don't have anything like that. We don't have any rebels. You're not going to get your ship. It's not going to be taken by pirates or anything like that. And yeah, there was huge decline in Suez trade last year. Interestingly, one of the reasons why trade has been declining in the Panama Canal is because of climate change. There's actually changes in rainfall that is affecting the water supply into the canal. The canal is shrinking. The levels are actually getting a little bit lower, and it's becoming harder to navigate. So yeah, that same allowing climate change to happen might open up one trade route, but it closes another. But even as ice is melting in the Arctic, there's a lot of difference between ice being melting enough to change the environment or to create a lot more open water and ice melting enough to be able to regularly put ships through. There's still a lot of ice. And in fact, one of the things that is happening is that in some cases, as some ice melts, it had previously been holding back ice from further north, and now that ice from further north is coming through. And so some of these sea lanes are actually temporarily becoming more clogged with ice because it's just how these things develop. They don't happen in a straight line. So my argument would be, sure, that would be fine, but you're still going to have to wait 20 years or so before all of these shipping lanes are clear enough that you can really start using them. Plus, there's very little, except in the Russian Arctic, there's no infrastructure anyway. So you'd have to build that infrastructure. So it's probably a lot easier to just try to deal with the issues around the Horn of Africa, part of which are also caused by climate change, or the Panama Canal, and deal with the existing infrastructure and existing trade routes rather than just wait for one part of the world to completely change and then use it.